Hi students! In today's lesson, we will be going over the critique process. So to begin, let's talk about what is a critique. A critique is helpful in the art classroom because it helps students figure out how to improve their artwork. So everyone shares their own viewpoints about what good art is. You know, someone could be looking at an art piece and say, wow, this is terrific. Versus a different person could be looking at the same art piece and say, this is just mediocre. So this having an art critique will help share ideas about what you have done and expand your thinking about the possible approaches that you could have taken. So some of you will be off in college, and critiques are usually held at the end of each project. So these critiques help the students come up with new ideas and understand new meanings in their artwork. The critique process never ends. Artists continue to grow and create art with evolving ideas. And sometimes it helps having a different viewpoint to see something that maybe you didn't even notice. So having an open conversation always is important for an artist. Project objectives. So let's refresh our memory about the project instructions. So number one, most important, was to capture contrast in pencil and paper. That was our high level concept that we were trying to get across, was contrast. Okay? And by capturing contrast, our objective was to have 4 different intense close-ups of the same chair. Okay? Now by doing so, you have expressed meaning within your chair. Also, the value scale and shading techniques also helped us create contrast within our chair. So this will look familiar to you. These are the artistic vocabulary words, and I want you to consider these words when talking about students' work in the critique. Don't worry, I will have this printed for you to refer back to during the critique. So, in addition to that handout, that artistic vocabulary handout, you will be having your own question. Okay? This question is just a starting point of what I want you to talk about. This is kind of like the icebreaker. And hopefully with this question, this will help you talk about other things that the artist did well, what they didn't do well, and something that they can improve on. Okay? So everyone will have assigned a randomly selected question to respond to. What not to say. Okay, so of course we want to perform our best in the critique in a professional manner. We don't want to act like Fred the Flintstone in this cartoon. Critique guidelines. This is most important. Stick to the assignment instructions. Okay? Because we do not want to get off track talking about things that are not involved with our project. we want to use specifically our artistic vocabulary words. Keep in mind, you will have a piece of paper with these vocabulary words. I want you to give specific positive and negative feedback. And I would also like to talk about is that having feedback, having negative feedback is important for the individual to separate yourself from your artwork, because you have to keep in mind that by separating your art piece and yourself, it is not a personal attack. And this makes you only stronger for different obstacles in life. Having a critique only helps you become a stronger person, is to take negative feedback and turn it into a positive. And be professional when giving negative feedback, because we have to keep in mind that we're only human. Carefully evaluate your classmates' feedback. Okay, so here we have my chair, okay? And let's take a moment to reflect the terms on the screen and see if they were executed successfully in my 4-quadrant chair artwork. So we have value, value scale, tints, shades, light source, highlights, shadows, cross-hatching, and gradation. So hopefully these words will have some ideas of if I successfully portrayed these terms in my artwork. For example, do the tints and tones represent the value scale? Did I use enough full range of tones and tints to have contrast? All right, so now that we have discussed what an art critique is, now it's time for you to discuss with partners. So at this point, I'm going to break. I want you to get into groups and begin. I applaud all of you for your hard work.